Hi, how are you? I want to talk to you about something. It deals with expectations and the public's expectation of lawyers. There's a lot of lawyer advertising going on, some with some cute little jingles, some that I find just offensive being an attorney and having been an attorney for almost 31 years. But in any event, they're effective, don't get me wrong. I mean, even my daughter can sing some of the jingles from lawyers' commercials on TV. And obviously that bugs me, but let me tell you one step further. The public's perception is you get into a wreck and all of a sudden there's money for you. It's not that simple. I wish it was that simple, make my job a lot easier, but there are so many things that you have to, so many hoops that have to be jumped through before you have a case. And there are plenty of, first of all, you can't value a case the second you walk in and talk to an attorney unless you're done treating medically, you've got all your medical bills and records in front of you, and there's no question of liability. Or if there is a question of liability, are you partially at fault? Are you mostly at fault? Are you not at fault? These are all things that take time to be able to figure out. So if you're in an accident, don't expect a check within a week because it's not going to happen. And I think there's a jingle that goes along with that. But again, long time ago, when I first started practicing back in the 80s, things were a lot different. But the insurance companies they've gotten smart. And they know that some law firms that advertise a lot have to churn files and have to quick settle the cases to keep the money coming in to pay for the advertising. And so that they'll short settle a case or settle it too soon just to keep the cash flow. And you won't get the full value of the case when that happens. And I've got a lot of cases in litigation, which means I filed a lawsuit to determine the full extent of the damages, to determine the full extent of the liability of the bad guy, and all this takes time. I think the average lawsuit that I've seen in my life as an attorney is probably 2 years, 2.5 years. I've got one that's 4 years old. I had one that was 5 years old. It all takes time. So please, if you have a mishap, an accident, don't expect to walk in the attorney's office and have a check the next day because it just doesn't work. I've had some cases that have actually been relatively quick because I've been able to get my hands on medical records, billing statements, the accident report, almost immediately. And then things have happened quickly, but that's usually not the way it is. So please, your expectations need to be more realistic, and these things all take time. Thank you.
This posted video is in no way specific legal advice on any subject. It is intended to provide general information for the public. If you need specific legal advice, call Chuck at 480-545-0700.